Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. On the channel today, I'm checking out the pre-order details and promotional images for the brand new MOTU Origins figure, GELDOR. GELDOR, the evil seeker of immortality. GELDOR is the latest in a long line of MOTU Origins figures that you can only purchase exclusively through the Mattel Creations website. So he goes up on November 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific time for the princely sum of $20 US. That's not counting shipping. So this is the future of MOTU Origins. If you liked MOTU Origins since 2021 and were busy collecting the line all through the years, okay, now the only way you can get these action figures, if not through eBay, is through the Mattel Creations website. That's the only way it's going down. And if you don't like it, guys, they don't care about it, all right? So look, guys, GELDOR is made up to be this badass barbarian character that first turned up in the mini comics. He was never featured in the original lineup of figures from Mattel in the 80s. He was only featured in the mini comic, and this is the mini comic titled The Secret Liquid of Life. Okay, somehow I just happened to have a copy of it. It came in a batch of MOTU mini comics that I purchased on eBay a couple of years ago, and I've done a lot of reviews of the mini comics here on the channel. The mini comic reviews don't really get that much great views here on the channel, but seeing as how there's so much interest currently in this character, I may just decide to review this thing. However, I have to tell you guys, okay, having read it, the truth is, he ain't really that much of a badass, no matter how much the toy tries to promote him to be. He's barely even in the book, okay? Spoiler alert, right? But anyway, he's a character strictly from the mini comics, and Classics did do a version of him as an action figure a couple of years ago. It seems like MOTU Origins is headed in the same direction as Classics by padding out the line throughout the years by just giving us variations of characters that turned up for fleeting seconds in a mini comic or cartoon or something like that were never in the original line, and just keeping us further and further away from completing those original series of figures that were first released in the 80s. I mean, I know we've got stuff like Rio Blast coming possibly sometime next year, I guess, right? But I still want to see renditions, modern day updates of characters like Blade and Sorod, those characters that were featured in the 1987 He-Man movie. You guys know what I'm talking about. But meantime, let's get back to GELDOR here. GELDOR has a character design that I would say is about as plain looking as oatmeal, all right? It is just so completely uninspiring, okay? Nothing about this character screams uniqueness, okay? It's just a very generic character that has almost no personality to him in the comic even. The only thing you can say about him is that he was seeking immortality, and that's it, all right? Having said that, he does have a pretty threatening looking mohawk and a really intimidating looking mustache. One that seems to go all around his face. And I would say that, look, the face sculpt at least does capture that of a pretty aggressive looking gladiator type character. Maybe some of you guys need something like this for your collections. If so, GELDOR's your guy, right? But I will say that it is interesting that we have a villain in the MOTU universe that actually has human features, right? That's pretty rare, okay, when it comes to MOTU, you gotta admit. Okay, I think the only other character that I can think of straight off the bat that doesn't have like weird skin or mutation or something like that is Jitsu. I mean, Jitsu is like the only other villain character I can think of in MOTU that has an action figure with a purely human face. Okay, he doesn't have like any weird sort of attachments slapped onto his head. He doesn't have like spikes coming out of his forehead. I mean, there's also the other Asian character, Ninja. He's also purely human, I'm sure, underneath that mask. But if you only got the Origins figure, there's no way to remove the mask. You'd have to get something like the vintage figure, which had a removable cloth mask that gave you a look at his true features. So it's really only the two Asian characters, right, who were also villains, okay, that had strictly human-like features, right? So anyway, now we have GELDOR, and GELDOR is also a very human-looking character who's a bad guy, okay? He doesn't appear to serve Skeletor though, okay? Unlike, Ninja or Jitsu, he's practically his own person, but he is a villain in the MOTU universe, and that purely human head makes him ideal for customization, right? Now, he comes with a whole bunch of accessories here, and all of this stuff appears to be recycled, okay? Like he's got He-Man's shield, an axe, he's got a Ram-Man's axe, and then he's got this other axe, which I think is a new weapon, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It may have turned up in one of the other lines like Turtles of Grayskull, which I don't collect. Okay, maybe one of those characters came with an axe that looked like this. But whatever it is, okay, this axe is one flat looking thing which sort of looks like a chopping board slapped onto a long handle. Okay, it's a very uninspiring look for an axe, okay, pretty much like the character himself. But either way, this axe was featured in the mini comic, so it is pretty much accurate. So I would think that it's a new accessory piece. Okay. The main chest armor that he has on also looks pretty new, I think. Okay, I don't really think that this has turned up anywhere else. Or maybe it's something that showed up in the Masters of the WWE line. Okay, that line had a lot of really freaky looking armor that was later recycled for MOTU Origins. So let me know in the comments if that's how it went down. On the back of the package, we've got this lavish action sequence. He-Man squaring off against Geldor. And the way they make it seem here is like it's the battle of the century. Okay, newsflash, it ain't, all right? Read the comic, okay? But I'll get to that later. But either way, this whole scene is packed with stuff in the background. We've got monsters, okay, we've got other supporting characters. These were all characters that were featured in the comic. Now, I could mention their names, but you wouldn't know who I'm talking about anyway, okay, because they're just background supporting characters. So wait for my eventual mini comic review of The Secret Liquid of Life, okay, and we'll talk about it then. Right, but either way, the artwork looks great as usual. But then it also comes with this other mini comic, a brand new mini comic of its own. And it says here the title for this thing. It's called Plague of the Immortal. Okay, I'm sure it's going to be something really exciting, filled with secrets. The cover alone homages that of The Secret Liquid of Life. Okay, the same action sequence of two of these guys, He-Man and Geldor, running towards each other. But there's something here, guys, that I've got to point out, okay? Why does He-Man, okay, something like 40 years later, okay, why does the art for He-Man have him look like a hideous mutation, okay? What is the deal here? Now look, listen up, homeboy. I don't know who you think that's supposed to be, but that is not He-Man, okay? That is not in any way, shape, and form supposed to be He-Man, okay? I don't know how something like this could get past the editor or whoever it is who's in charge of the art department. This is just some straight up bullshit, all right? He-Man here looks like a cross mutation with Bebop from TMNT. Okay, can't you see it? All right, but look, maybe somebody in the comment section might tell me, hey, Ken, look, it ain't that bad. I kind of like it actually, all right? And that's the magic of MOTU Origins. I mean, they could be giving you a He-Man face sculpt that looks like this for years, okay? And you'll still think it's great, all right? But anyway, guys, this is how He-Man is actually supposed to look like. You guys had the art reference from 40 over years ago. Just go with that. By the way, guys, I just realized that as confirmed on the Mattel Creations website, two of Geldor's axe weapons can be combined to form an even larger blade. You see the end of the handle for one of the axes here has an opening that allows you to insert another axe inside. So you get this larger axe weapon. But wait, of course, they're just reusing the axe weapons here from the Deluxe Origins Ram-Man figure that came out a few years ago. And if you recall, the axes on him could combine as well. So guys, this thing drops, like I said, on November 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. What's the word? Okay, what say you? Will you be getting Geldor, or will you be instead heading straight for the door? Okay, hit me up and let me know. Guys, thanks for watching as always. I'll catch all of you again real soon with more content right here. Take care out there.